It's time to put your costume on and listen to Long Con.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to the Long Con Podcast, episode
that was
32. It is
Hello, Bob.
2016 now. We're going to discuss conventions, cosplay, and other facets of culture today. And they're freaking fun at me, but my name is Kevin Bly. Here's Nick Kelly.
My name is Dorf Winchester.
Dorf Winchester, I'm sorry.
I'm Dale, reporting live from Waukegan, where illegal gambling is home.
Yay. It's been
There are no
rescinded.
laws here now.
I've learned that from driving so far.
This is the wild.
Oh, the wild Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to scavenge today, so that was fun.
Did you?
Well, yeah, I had to find where they sell groceries here.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. How far is it from your place?
Well,
Since you live in an office, a corporate park or whatever.
not too far. There's like 3 grocery stores within like 15 minutes. So
Which
There's
ones?
Jewel, Mariano's, and then I think a second Jewel.
Those are all very expensive ones.
Now the question is, since,
Find a Meyer.
I don't
question
think
is-
there's one around here.
Dale, the question is, since you used to work for Pick and Save, do you choose Mariano's or do you try to avoid Mariano's?
Right now, I went to see Mariano's because it was actually the one store I actually went in and opened when it was new. So I helped put that one together. We'll see what Jewel's like, and we'll see if there's a Meyer in the area.
Oh,
I had
is
a
it-
Jewel card for a while.
Jewel is expensive and full of angry people, and the aisles are too short, so they're just more angry. I hate Jewel.
I can concede to that point, but it was the only place that was within walking distance of my apartment when I lived in Chicago, so I had to go to Jewel.
Jewel blows. You hear that, Jewel?
I think we lost our sponsorship of them.
Mm-hmm.
There goes all our money.
It's true. There goes all that sponsorship money. So it is. It's 2016 now. Happy New Year, fellows.
No, it's like 11/13.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
11/13.
But
Yeah.
it's over here in the Midwest. It's still New Year's for another 45 minutes. So
What?
No.
it's the new year. It is.
I thought we were going to put this under the guise that we had recorded it in December.
No.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
Well, I'm
I
so
made-
glad we discussed this ahead of time.
I made this many promises.
I was ready to lie. Kevin.
Well, I was uninformed of this. So,
All right, take 2.
did you guys do anything for New Year's Eve?
No.
Yes.
Dale,
did
you
too. What? Yeah. I
what did you do for New Year's Eve?
I got my computer up and running.
Celebration indeed.
Well, I bought a new case, and I had to transfer all the parts and everything, and make sure it all works. That took around 6.5 hours to do because the power supply is now on the bottom of the case, where it used to be on the top. So I had to stretch the cables everywhere because nothing would fit anymore.
I feel like if a surgeon played that game, there would be a lawsuit involved.
Or a dead body.
Possibly both.
No, but that's all I did, unfortunately, because I just moved into my new place the day
Gotcha.
before.
I fell asleep watching Jess play Fallout.
I fell asleep watching people prepare food on TV.
Thrill as they recount their.
Look at us, the socialites of the American
you
way.
gotta watch out for us. We're crazy.
Boy, howdy, I tell you what.
One of us is going to end up in rehab by the end of the month.
I
It's
quietly listened to my vinyls and then turned in early.
With a bottle of vermouth.
true. Vermouth is the most entertaining of the liquors, at least by name.
The Liquorial family.
Yes. Does that have a Never mind. I lost my train of thought there.
Oh, good.
So Dale, you recently moved to Illinois from Wisconsin,
Yes.
which Nick said you never should have done, but you needed to be close to your job.
I am not driving more than 30 miles, or 30 minutes each day to work.
I drive 30 minutes to work and I'm still in Illinois.
Me too. Any further, and I'd be outside that 30-minute mark.
Yeah, Dill is slightly within the cusp.
Mm-hmm. It is. I am 10 minutes away from Six Flags. Like 10 minutes away from like 3 steakhouses, Shake and Steak. There's 2 sandwich places. Damn it, what was it called? I forgot the sandwich places. I just ate there too. Yeah.
Was it Potbelly?
Yes, it is. It was Potbelly. It's the first time I tried that. It was pretty good.
I know my sandwiches.
One of my coworkers had brought that in today for their lunch because the deli was closed.
Mm.
Oh,
I've still never had it.
It's good. Good.
It's
They have
good.
a pizza sandwich. What?
For when a regular pizza is too crazy, you want to put it between a bun.
When you want to go out, but you don't want to go too crazy on.
You want to know how you get a pizza sandwich? You take 2 slices of pizza and you do this.
Or take a whole pizza and you do this.
It's a personal sandwich for the those who are so inspired. But yeah, we recently moved you down there, so
yes.
That was an excursion. I think that was the 30th.
Mm-hmm.
We did that.
It was.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we moved everything upstairs because you're on the 3rd floor.
Yes.
I'm surprised we moved everything up as fast as we did.
Which is 4 flights of stairs, which you don't think of but it is 4 flights of stairs to get up to the 3rd floor. Yeah. It was insane. And think about it this way. I spent 3 days fully packing everything and making sure everything fit and categorizing everything. So that was...
And confusing your dad, apparently.
My dad, he's weird sometimes. Sometimes he listens and sometimes he makes up whatever he wants to think. So
That sounds familiar.
Nick.
No.
What? No, I was making a jab at you, Dale.
I know. That's why I said Nick.
So I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions because it's just like the lie that will come to be later. They're just like false promises. Do you guys have the same opinion of those?
Yeah.
I think New Year's resolutions are dumb.
I think they are because no one ever does anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
personal goals are fine, and it's kind of like a resolution, but it's just like
if you use it as a good
motivator.
Like, if you use it as a starting point for something,
I guess. So have you guys ever genuinely made a New Year's resolution, and did you see it through?
I can't imagine that I have.
What was yours, Dale? Hate more people?
I was gonna say it was care less, but yeah, that works around the same thing.
Fair enough. That seems within your wheelhouse, but that doesn't seem like too much of a stretch.
Well, to me, New Year's resolutions it's just something you should start whenever you want to start. It shouldn't have to be the new year doing it, too.
Yeah.
Besides, the beginning of the new year's usually the one when everyone is the most exhausted anyways, because you just got done with 2 major holidays.
Yeah.
Well, you might have gotten done with 2 major holidays.
I can understand because most people's are like, oh, I gotta lose weight because I'm too fat. And it's like, well, you went through Thanksgiving and transitioned straight into Christmas and had all the food on the way.
Unless they were Jewish or of non-Christian religion.
It does give you a good starting point, though, for that, because then those 2 major food holidays are over. So it's probably a good time to start it.
Yeah.
You don't want to go on a diet before Thanksgiving.
It's my pre-Thanksgiving or pre-Thanksgiving.
Play pre-games for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I do. I gotta get my food on.
I've never really do things that you're supposed to do.
like pay your taxes or
New Year's resolutions or think things that people tell me to do or behave like a rational, normal human.
Mm-hmm. I did the want to lose weight thing like twice, and then I was like, no, this isn't for me. I'm terrible at exercise.
I think I'll do that one this year.
You're gonna try?
Yeah, and then we'll mark it and see if I did it next year in the 2017 podcast.
It has been recorded into the
analog
Shaper
history.
the Shaper it.
Gotcha.
The dwarves have recorded it.
And if it works, that you have to admit that New Year's resolutions are great, and then you have to make one, and it has to be something you don't want to do that you have to do.
Like lose weight?
No.
Oh.
What do you mean no?
Alright. Nick wants me to remain fat.
Yeah, I want you to gain whatever I lose.
Just stick them with a straw and suck it out, Fly.
I got a straw.
Yeah, emergency induction port, right?
Exactly. So I've been seeing, the reason I brought this up is because, well, it's New Year's, but on social media it's just like, well, my New Year's resolution is this, this, and this. Be a better human being, and it's like, why aren't you just being a decent human being at all times?
Well, I can be crummy for one more day.
Oh, good, I can kill someone for a day. It's okay,
Right.
it's safe.
That brings me to Nick. You have a social media blackout that you have opted to do.
Yeah, I'm
And
done with it. I'm over it.
Oh, you're over it. You're over social media, or you're over your
Yeah.
blackout?
I'm over social media
Okay. Any reason?
because it annoys me so badly that I can't take it anymore.
Okay.
Like, for instance, that New Year's resolution thing.
Mhm.
That happens every single year, and everybody says the same dumb stuff. And then you got
Sure.
the people who comment, and they comment the same dumb comments.
Mhm.
And then someone makes a status, and it's the same status that every other person makes. And then they share a meme, and then they blah, 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 and it drives me nuts. Everyone's just exactly the same, and all they do is complain. And I realize the irony in complaining about that right now. But, you know,
Maybe you just need to not follow those people.
Yeah, just mute them.
Yeah.
Mute or hide them.
I've hidden 99% of people on Facebook because I do still go on there. I don't really interact because I need to check Hot Toys' Facebook page.
Just Nick looking at his statuses that he's created in Hot Toys.
Uh-huh.
That's it. You gotta fill those blank spaces behind you.
Yeah, and they have included this neat little function to help me get rid of my social media presence, and it's Facebook's memory thing, where it's like, here's a handy way of deleting all of your posts from the past. So basically just, I go through it daily, and I delete all the things that I don't think are still funny. Like, if I still think it's funny, I leave it. But if I think it's dumb, like when Facebook used to be structured so you would have to say things in third person for it to make sense.
Mhm.
I remember those.
And
Mhm.
now when it shows it, I look like an idiot, so I delete it. Because I don't want to look like an idiot. And I already am one. And it's hard enough not to appear like one in public.
I just don't like it when it brings up the memories. Like, oh, do you want to repost about this memory? Like, no, you don't.
Yeah, I posted about that the original time. Stop telling me to relive this stuff.
It's true.
I'll come up with
And then-
new things.
You gotta hide the people that bring it up constantly.
It's just everyone does everything constantly, and it's
I remember
entertaining.
when this happened. It's like nobody cares.
I need to go back into the forest. That's what this is.
So is this a permanent thing that you're doing, or is this temporary, or just an extended hiatus?
Everything is at my whim.
Okay. So
Oh,
you
good,
can
because if it was at my whim, there would be different things going on.
If it was at your whim, Facebook wouldn't exist.
I reserve the right to just do as I please without having to justify my actions in any way.
Nick, it's like you have a free will or something.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a Dragon Age quote that I may or may not put in here when I'm editing from Liliana.
Don't question me. I am a woman and I reserve the right to be inconsistent.
And there it was.
okay.
Did you guys enjoy it? That was the quote right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got one in mind.
Sometimes I like to use the magic of editing.
To make me seem smarter.
To make me hit things, or not to hit things. We'll see.
It's not a large Oreo. Don't eat it.
No, if it were a large Oreo, Ron would have taken it up by now.
He's probably there.
I like how you look behind your shoulder to see if he was there. Like we
Well-
summoned him.
Or like, we'd be able to see him. He moves at the speed of a hummingbird when he's in
That is
photographer
true.
mode. He just needs to hold his DSLR. It's just that's how he do. So you did
Superimpose
this.
an image of him right here.
Or eating the Oreo.
Do you want his image on Squid Nipple's head?
Yeah, put Ron's head on there.
It has been done. Okay. So you did this social media blackout to start as avoiding spoilers for Star Wars, correct? Or was it before that?
Not correct. It actually started with the Starbucks Red Cup thing,
Oh.
where people were posting. There was two camps that immediately sprung up, and there was the which I still don't believe exists section of people who were offended by the Red Cup and said that's not real. That never. No one thought that.
It was Starbucks marketing, and it worked.
Starbucks marketing was like, how do we get people talking about this? And then they were like, it's cool to
Hate.
it's cool to hate people who are offended by dumb stuff like this or whatever right now. So we'll get people talking about that. So suddenly you had all of these people, and they were posting, all those people that are offended by the red cups are stupid. Like, no, those people don't exist. The marketing department at Starbucks wants you to think they exist, and so they started this thing, and you're walking right into it. And then see, I'm turning into like I'm 3 seconds away from saying I am 3 seconds away from saying sheeple unironically, and that's why I left social media, because that's what it's turning me into.
Maybe the government did it.
Yeah.
He's gonna be that guy on Ancient Aliens at some point in the future who is living in his attic.
Sheeple.
His long, scraggly hair. The aliens did it!
No, the sheeple did it.
The sheeple did it?
Yes.
What if the sheeple are the aliens, Dale?
Sure, why not?
I should have done it in the Giorgio accent, like, like all the people at the Starbucks marketing were ancient astronaut theorists. I don't know. But yeah, it's stupid and everyone's dumb.
I thought that was a prank for the longest time. I thought that was like a whole nother dress thing. It was like, nobody really cared.
Yeah, it's just stuff like that. And then everyone's loud and dumb about it. So that was what started it. And then it became an absolute blackout with spoilers because I just didn't want... I had this thing where, like, everyone who knows me knows I like Star Wars. So everyone kept going, did you see it yet? And I had to wait like 3 days to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But then everybody thinks the same dumb joke is funny too, whereas, like I say, I don't want to hear spoilers, and then someone's like, oh, I can't believe that Chewbacca was Luke Skywalker's father. Stuff like that. It's like, stop, just stop.
I was looking at your icon on the bottom too.
I started doing that because I kept seeing the whole "you post spoilers and I'll kill you" or "don't post spoilers, Yoda doesn't like spoilers," and I was like, "That's it, I'm done. I'm starting to put spoilers on there, whether or not they're real or not, kind of a thing." And I haven't even seen the movie at that time.
And see, this is like a cycle of social media things where someone does something and then someone else does the thing in response to it, and it just explodes and it drives me nuts.
What I was worried about is people kept posting the "don't spoil Star Wars" for the people who haven't seen it yet, and a bunch of trolls out there are gonna be like, "Well, I saw it and I don't care, so I don't like these people and how they're saying that, so I want to get back at them." So then they're gonna post spoilers out of, hate for those people who are saying don't post spoilers.
Everyone on the internet's a jerk, so I stopped going on it.
I gotcha.
That means I gotta be on the internet more because
Nick,
I care less, right?
We're on the internet right now, are we?
Yeah, and I'm a jerk.
Oh, okay.
He just went through a rant complaining about people being jerks on the internet.
Kevin, I almost said sheeple.
And he says there are some people that just don't exist.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to Star Wars because I don't want to talk about social media anymore.
Then don't put it in the damn outline.
We don't have an outline. What are you talking about? That white light on my face isn't me looking at the outline at all.
Tune in next week to watch me write angry letters to the government under a bear ball.
I don't think you should use the orange paint. It gives me cancer.
So, like, please keep it spoiler free. I don't think I have to say that. Did you guys like it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, moving on.
Good, we kept it spoiler free.
No,
Wait, the movie ends. Spoilers.
I thought it was pretty good. There were people that said it kind of followed the arcs from the previous movies, and I agree to a certain point, but I think they're doing it intelligently. I like the way Abrams directed it. I thought it was great, and I'm looking forward to the next chunk of movies that are going to come out.
I agree, and I also think that much like the original, that the second movie will be better.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot more to play off of now.
All right, now Dale, you historically don't typically like knowing when a thing is coming out because I gotta wait that long. You just want it to be tomorrow. So now that it's been established that they're on the Marvel kind of release schedule where it's a movie a year.
Marvel does 3 movies a year now.
Well, okay. So they're on this movie a year schedule.
The snowball is starting to roll, so
Right.
we're starting off.
Maybe we'll eventually get 3 Star Wars movies a year, and you can be like, Dale, it's your kind of year.
Yay!
It's a bumper crop of Star Wars.
Every once in a while, I just stop and I think how entertained I personally am nowadays. Like, everything's, like, coming up Millhouse. Like, all the stuff I like. Like, what do I like?
got his
Marvel and
highlighters
Star Wars. 7 movies a year for me.
Yep. Nick, why don't you talk about Star Wars directors?
Huh?
Good. I thought I was the only one who had thought that.
My point is, since they're coming out on a one movie a year schedule, development cycle for a film is several years.
Yes.
So I mean, depending on the film, but a blockbuster film like Star Wars is going to need a couple years to get all the shots shot and all the effects done.
Uh-huh.
So I'm actually not terribly familiar. I know the next movie has the guy who directed Looper, and that's basically it. So why don't you talk about what you know about the directors for the next couple movies?
Well, J.J. Abrams, who did the first one, good dude, good director, like him. But Rian Johnson is a really, really good story director. Like J.J. Abrams is good. But Rian Johnson, like Looper, whether or not you like the plot, it's hard to argue that the structure of the movie isn't perfect. Like everything is done extremely well. There's this huge aspect of Looper that is a really big part of the plot that wasn't even hinted at in the trailers. So like when we went and saw it, it was like really surprising, which doesn't happen much because the trailer usually shows like every single scene from the entire movie, including
Which is why I hate trailers so much.
Yeah. Batman vs Superman trailer. There's like a shot where Superman pulls off Batman's mask. Don't show that in the trailer. That's a gigantic reveal thing. Like that's a big moment, isn't it?
Right.
And now I've seen
it. Say so.
I've seen it 8 times in the trailer. So, but like Looper's old enough where I can probably talk about it.
I was gonna say you could probably do spoilers.
Are you talking about the plot with the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just the telekinetic ability.
There's like this weird muted telekinetic thing where like certain people have it, and like one kid's really powerful. You watch the trailer for Looper, you think it's about Bruce Willis trying to kill his younger self.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't know. Yeah, it is. But there's this gigantic dynamic that's completely obscured, which makes me think that Rian Johnson's good at controlling the marketing, which J.J. Abrams is famously and somewhat infamously good at, because like he's been really good at it, except for Star Trek Into Darkness, because everyone knew that was Khan.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, that was how could you not know that was Khan?
Yeah, it's like
thing.
He tries to hide stuff. He's pretty good at it usually. That was a rare misstep, but like Rian Johnson's good at it. I think he's a really good director. He directed a lot of or not a lot of, but he directed some Breaking Bad episodes, including what I think are the 2 best episodes of Breaking Bad, which is Fly and Ozymandias.
Keep talking.
Yeah,
Keep talking.
well, anyway.
You can't override us.
So Rian Johnson's really good. They have a lot of... It's a darker Star Wars universe. Everything's falling apart more. So
well, it's supposed to be the alternate Star Wars universe.
Shut up, Dale. But he's gonna handle that really well. I think he's a really good pick for this one. J.J. Abrams, when he read the script, said that he wished that he got to direct that one. So I have a lot of hope for it. They got for episode 9 Colin Trevorrow to direct it. which I don't understand as much. To me, that seems like a money-based decision, which I'm not super comfortable with yet,
Or
because
is it like just efficiency kind of a thing? Like,
Colin Trevorrow directed Jurassic World, and it
Okay.
made a really lot of money really fast, and I
Okay.
feel like they wanted him because of that, based more on that than merit, because Jurassic World is good and I enjoyed it,
mhm.
but I feel like they did it really quickly, and I feel like there's a lot more people that should have maybe been considered before him. And it's just like he made this really high-grossing movie, so is that why he? I mean, I don't know. It could be that he's really qualified for it, but I know less about him, so I'm not sure. And then there's these anthology movies, like Rogue One, which comes out next year already. That's directed by Gareth Edwards, who did the 2014 Godzilla movie. He doesn't have a lot under his belt either, but I don't know that much about Rogue One, but I'm still pretty excited for it. And then they're doing that young Han Solo movie, which they need to tread carefully making that movie, because people are gonna find it very difficult to accept someone else as Han Solo. But it has good directors who are Chris. I'm gonna mix their last names up, but it's Phil Lord and Chris Miller, or Phil Miller and Chris Lord, someone who did the Lego movie, which is weird, but it's a really good movie. So, no, it could be good too. That one's just they're got to be careful with it.
Well, I hope that at least they're all talking to each other while they're doing this kind of a thing, because I'd hate for them all to try to do their own little, like, special imagination, still following the script but doing something weird, and then all of a sudden you're like, things just take a turn, like, just doesn't make any sense.
I totally agree with you 100%, because, like, that's one of the things that bothers me, and that's one of the things that Marvel manages very well. It's like, all these directors, you get them and they don't care about the shared part of the universe, and they just want to make their own thing and leave their own footprints, but you have to tie it in, because there's more than just your movie. You have to maintain this continuity. It's important. And that's one of the reasons where, with Ant-Man, Edgar Wright, who was originally going to direct it and had written it, wasn't putting in enough ties to the greater MCU, which, if you're going to introduce such an obscure character as Ant-Man, you have to do that. So that's why
I still haven't seen that yet either.
It's good. It's good. It's like a heist movie.
I want to see Thomas the Train wreck some shit. So.
Yeah, I have it. So.
Then yeah. Well, I live closer to you now. So
yeah, you're like in the middle now. You like shot down to the middle.
I'm like the way station for everyone now. But so did like Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 where Peter Parker goes emo? Was that a different director? Because that's what I think of is when like stuff just goes off the rails and they just do what they want.
It's not a different director, but what it is that Sam Raimi wanted to just do Sandman, because Sandman is chronologically the next bad guy. Like after it was like Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus and then Sandman, like based on the old thing.
Yeah.
But Avi Arad, who's one of the producers, made him put Venom in it because fans were complaining that Venom, and fans were complaining about it. So Sam Raimi had to shoehorn this character he didn't know and didn't want to write into this movie.
Gotcha.
So that's where that happens. But you're right. It's this weird mix of if the director has control over what they're doing, or if the studio is messing things up. Like with Age of Ultron, Joss Whedon had this really good vision, and then, I mean, I love the movie, but they cut too much out of it. There's a lot of...
It should have been more than one movie.
Yeah, well, they cut so much exposition out in favor of action scenes, which they do a lot of times because it plays better in, like, the Chinese market, which is a giant market now.
Gotcha.
So you have to watch out for that. It gets...
Well, and I mean, people, if you cut out too much action, you turn out to be like the last Fantastic Four movie.
Yep.
And even my mom did that.
I haven't even seen it.
I haven't seen it either. Can you guys hear me?
No.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
We almost had him
my-
on the thing for the
my
whole
audio
time.
my audio completely cut out, and I was like, "What's going on?" It was Google Hangouts screwed up for me, so I hope there isn't just like a chunk of audio missing.
Yeah, I went on a very long expository.
You were still talking directors.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
good.
didn't hear any of my great soliloquy?
I picked up when you were talking about Venom. That's where the audio kicked back in.
Dale and I were very insightful. We came up with some really good ideas.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure we saved Hollywood.
Oh, okay, it's good.
I really do wish like Venom had his own movie because the whole part where Peter Parker gets the Venom suit was one of my favorite things.
I agree.
For Spider-Man.
Hmm. But we're safe because Marvel owns Spider-Man now again.
Gotcha.
And
For how long?
James Gunn has seen Captain America: Civil War, where I guess they introduced Tom Holland as Peter Parker, and
okay.
James Gunn said he was really good. And James Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy, and I believe him.
Gotcha.
All right, so we should probably move on from Star Wars. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. One quick aside: BB-8, yes or no?
I like him.
Okay, Dale.
I thought I saw him in another show once. I think it was called FIFA. People were kicking him. I don't know what was going on.
I have no problems in the movie with BB-8. I'm just sick of seeing him everywhere.
Yeah, stop going on social media.
Bringing it back around.
I don't have any of those problems.
He had one great part, and then the rest of it was just...
Yeah, just a droid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotcha. So, to transition from Star Wars, Nick, you've been playing Battlefront. And I do want to talk about games. So there's a separation that I've experienced because you love Battlefront and you've been having a great time with Battlefront. And Dale and I want to love Battlefront, but for whatever reason, the PC market does not like Battlefront, and we're having a bad time because people just aren't playing it. And then you get stuck with the people who are complaining about the game.
Well, probably the best part about being on the console is I'm not exposed to anybody's opinions on it except for the people that are in my Xbox party. I can't hear anyone else. So
there's no
that is
chat
true.
with you.
Yeah,
right?
they're all just stormtroopers to me. And
Why? How would they chat?
Oh no! I was talking about chat. Did they have keyboards?
But there's no chat. There is no chat.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then I can't hear them unless they're in my party, which the only people in my party are always David and John.
Are the only people you want to hear anyway?
Yeah. So I don't have that. I don't experience what you guys experience, where people don't do the objectives in the other maps, or they don't play the other game modes, because
Okay.
and my experience is they always do. Granted, me and John and David, when we play, tend to control if you're playing Supremacy, we control the control points, and if it's Walker Assault, we're the ones that get the most Y-wings or shut down the most uplinks.
Okay.
But other people still do it.
I wish we could all play together because Dale and I would be happy with that.
I saw a meme where it was Doctor Who, it was David Tennant and Rose when they were in other universes there was a portal to another universe on this wall, and Rose went through, or Rose went through it, and it closed, and they had their hands against it, but they were in other universes, and it was when your friends play the same game as you but on different consoles.
That's accurate.
I bet you we can find that and probably just cut out my inane description of it.
For me, the biggest problem is it seems like the Imperials got shafted for the aircraft.
Oh,
That I hate the most out of everything.
yeah,
Out of the mechanics.
I do call the A-wing the OP wing, so I do that because the Imperials have no shields, which they don't have shields in the Star Wars universe.
It's canon, yeah.
Yeah, but A-wings, dude. I won a match in an A-wing where I did not get killed once, and I blew up Slave One. It's OP wing, man.
Well, isn't an A-wing the thing that took out the executioner? Doesn't he like spiral crash into the cockpit?
Yeah, that
Was
is
it
what
the
Brings the
happened.
whole thing
executioner?
down. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
Um, so Dale and I haven't been playing that, but from what I hear, you guys have been enjoying that, and I'm kind of jealous because I want to want to get more money's worth out of that game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just it's not a product of us not trying because we've tried to play plenty of games, but it's just like it sits there and it searches for games and it just drops us into a server where it's just us.
Well,
So,
yeah,
well,
and
it can't do that.
they also did it really stupid where they did the Jakku expansion, and unfortunately it divides you into two different groups, whether or not you're in the main group or the Jakku group. And you can't, they don't mix. It's not like, oh, we couldn't find a Jakku group, we're going to move you to the main one or anything. They're just two different user bases now, so you're completely screwed.
And there's no dedicated servers, which is always the thing that's nice about PC versus console. Like
Mhm.
TF2 still has dedicated servers, and it's great because you're like, all right, well, I've got all these options I can sort by, and there are always people playing, and I can join this server. I know, hey, this is my favorite server. I'm going to sit here and wait, and you can actually click on it's a Steam thing, but it'll bring up an overlay that's like you can sit here and wait for a game, or you can jump into a different game and you can tell it to like auto join you to that game. So like if Dale gets in a game and then the server fills up, I'm not screwed and I don't have to wait for him to get out of there. I just have to click auto join game and then it'll join as soon as there's a spot available. So that's really cool, and I wish more games did that. But it's I don't know, the connectability on that is not very good for Battlefront. So for the PC side, it sounds great for Xbox, and I've heard that there are even more people playing on PlayStation 4. So
I have one of those, but I don't have. I haven't even turned it on.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna jump on that when Uncharted comes out, and Horizon Until Dawn looks cool. I want to
I want to play that.
robot. I want to shoot robot dinosaurs with a bow.
I got the Uncharted collection, so I'm gonna play those
Mm-hmm.
at some point.
So, games we have been playing, I just beat all of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void last night, and I liked it a lot. Dale, you thought it was like a perfect game.
Yeah, I thought it was the perfect ending and everything, too. I wouldn't have changed anything.
I thought it was good. I liked it a lot. It was I
Do
would say
that,
it's a
Dale.
simple.
Kevin says it sucks. What are you gonna do?
I would
Drive
say
back.
no. I would say it's a simple game, but it's like how do you make a story for a real-time strategy game where the whole premise is to basically you have a base and you have to expand and fulfill all these objectives. They told like all the stories they could with that framing around it. So I can't discredit them at all for that. And Blizzard is notorious for telling good stories and having cool designs. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Like it wasn't a terribly elaborate plot. It's not like you're getting like Dragon Age or Mass Effect levels of story where you can get really involved with the characters and stuff. I mean, they do have characters, but it did what it did extremely well. So it's as good as I could ask for a StarCraft game.
Okay.
Is that fair? I
But-
enjoy it enough that I want to go back and get all the achievements
Mm-hmm.
or complete all the challenges or whatever they call them. So, because I know different games call them different things, but
StarCraft is cool.
it is like just the design work in it is phenomenal. I was sitting there like during the cinematics. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. Ooh, that's cool. And I know I'm hoping there are people who like cosplay from it for later on this year. Oh, do I have the? I don't even know if I have the Q&A app running this whole time.
I have it open, but I don't see it.
Yeah. Okay. So Fallout 4 is another game we've been playing a lot of.
Wait,
I'm
Nick,
like-
have you been playing it or just Jess?
He's played
I've
it a
been-
bit.
I've been playing it. I have not had that much of an opportunity to play it, just because I'm at work 50-something hours a week mostly, but I have started it. Like I did. I'm out in the world, and I went and I did the Deathclaw thing with the suit, and I came back and I brought those guys back to the town and I built some beds.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went and I found a shack full of ghouls and I saw this shack and there was an open window and I was like, and yet I wonder. So I threw a Molotov cocktail in it and a bunch of flaming ghouls ran out.
They were having dinner, you jackass.
Those weren't feral ghouls, they were just regular ghouls.
Smooth skins, always throwing shit at us.
Yeah, I'm like 120 or 130 hours in. I'm like level 35, and I just got to Diamond City.
Dude, I'm like level 4.
Diamond City is one of like the first objectives you're supposed to do once you get out and do like a couple quests.
Did you
It's like on
find
there and I
Cheers
just-
yet?
No, I
it's a
haven't
few
been.
objectives in.
I haven't been to Boston yet, but it's like they
Well,
kept
Diamond-
talking about
City's in
Diamond.
Boston.
Oh, is it? All right. Well,
Yeah.
I haven't found it yet. though.
Diamond City's the stadium line.
I suppose.
They have the fucking bases!
Yeah. No, I got it.
I haven't been there yet.
Yep. So it was cool. I like it. I like that they converted a baseball stadium
Mhm.
into a city. And like all the
That-
security guards just have like the catcher gear.
Mhm.
That's their riot suits.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It was a cool design for what they had available because it's like a bunch of people went in there for shelter and they figured out, hey, we can fortify this place. It's like, well, what do we have available? Oh, there's a bunch of baseball gear here we can use. Well, that's going to our police. So it's been fun. I've been liking it a lot. Did Dale, have you beat it yet?
No.
No? Okay. Are you
I'm
ever
almost-
going to beat it? Is it going to be like Skyrim? I still haven't beaten Skyrim.
I have one objective I have to finish before I beat the game, and that's
okay.
to have unlocked all the idolizations for the companions.
You want to talk about Fallout?
So far, I'm at level 65.
Jess is drawing a picture. She's going to bring it in here. And then I'm
Okay.
going to let her tag in for a minute so she can talk about Fallout because she's been playing it nonstop.
Okay. As
She drew
Jess,
this-
I'm surprised it took Jess as long as it did for her to start playing the game.
Well,
Yeah.
she was waiting for it to be less buggy because
Mhm.
she is notorious for finding the biggest bugs and things.
So
Yeah.
I've seen from her playing Dragon Age 2.
I've had a lot of bugs in that game, too.
All right, I'm going to tag out for a minute. So
Oh, good.
here's-
She's got the Fallout on.
How appropriate! I don't think Jess
Oh,
likes
boy.
Fallout at all. Jess, you hate Fallout, right?
It's the worst.
When it comes to bugs.
Yeah. when it
Rad
comes to
roaches.
bugs. Yeah. Rad roaches and rad scorpions. I guess those are technically.
Those are
arachnids.
bugs. Well, they're bugs.
Oh, okay. Would you consider arachnids bugs?
Yeah, because I mean insects are bugs as well, but I mean you
Yeah,
refer to
okay,
them as something different.
I got into a debate about that with my sister the other day.
Oh,
But-
good.
Did she bug you?
Well, she's a student now, and she's actually trying to be, smart about stuff. So she's getting smart with me, and
I see.
I told her that bug is kind of a general term, but
It
she's
is.
like, yeah, okay, that was my argument. But anyways, yeah, Fallout. I have been playing it. I waited because I do have terrible luck with glitches, and I wanted to be able to enjoy the game without it breaking too
Fair
much.
enough. How many hours in are you now?
Going on 30, maybe?
Okay.
What did I just do? What did I do today? I've been mostly running around a lot, but I finally just did like the thing with. Should I say spoilers for the plot?
Keep it basic if you can. Like, what faction are you working for?
I haven't done any of the faction stuff yet.
Okay.
Mostly, I've been kind of doing the investigation with the detective character.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did some of that stuff.
My next quest is to meet him. So
Yeah, I still have low level anxiety. I think I'm like level 13. No, I don't know exactly what level I am. I actually am really bad about remembering to level up, so that could be part of my problem.
So you'll go into your Pip-Boy and you're like, oh, I've got 12 levels. Okay.
Yeah.
But then it's fun spending all those points.
Yeah, and I just don't, because I keep waiting to like spend them on the stuff that I really want to, but then I'm like, oh, I'm not that high of level to increase it that much
Yeah,
yet. So
the gun nut is driving me nuts. I'm like, I have more stuff that I can allocate, but I can't use them yet. I want those upgrades.
yeah.
So
I'm at 140 hours into the game.
Oh well, you guys have been playing it for a lot longer than I have, right?
I have. Well, I have.
Yeah.
My Fallout game has been Kevin takes 5 steps and then has to go rescue a settlement, and then Kevin has to go build for hours. I'll set aside like an evening. I'm like, I'm gonna do quests today. I'm gonna get to this, and I'm gonna do this. And then one of the characters is like, hey, we got a new settlement over here. They're trying to farm, and the raiders are picking on them. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll go over there.
And then it turns out they're halfway across to Boston. Too.
Yeah, and you go over there. You finally
How are they getting across these arachnids?
you finally make it all the way out there, and they're like, hey, we've got like a tato plant and a sleeping bag. We count as a settlement, right? And it's like, all right, I'll build you a house. And then you sit there, and thank goodness for the prefab settlements. I'm like, let's put in some foundation, plop the settlement there, put like a couple beds. Oh, and then I gotta put lights in, I gotta put a door in, then I gotta put turrets all over the place.
I haven't figured a lot of that out yet.
Yeah,
so.
You are far nicer than I do. I put down 8 turrets. I put down water and food and beds, and like you're on your own, motherfuckers. All right.
Yeah, that's
you guys
kinda...
can't figure this shit out on your own. You don't deserve to live.
I feel like I've been doing less than that, and I haven't had any issues with the settlements yet.
You don't have to. There's no real benefit from it. I just like it because the ones who aren't doing anything will farm for and scavenge for stuff. I mean, at this point, I don't need any more stuff because I've got enough to build a small empire.
Oh yeah, I just totally figured out how to assign people to do stuff last night. So.
Oh.
Dale's throne on as the title of the Lord of the Cans is finally an actual thing. I am the Steel Baron.
At one point, I might just build a towers in one of the settlements to have and just see if I can build like a huge ball that has a light in it or something.
I did that with there was I can't remember that one settlement that's outside of Sanctuary. Not Red Rocket, but the one after that with the giant radio tower on top. Not radio tower, but it's got the power pylon or whatever on top. I climbed up there and I managed to put a strobe right in the center of it, and it just blinks. So in the middle of the night, you're like,
airplanes.
yeah, in the middle of the night, you're like, I know where it is. I know where I am.
The guiding beacon.
Yes. For all the raiders to get shot.
Oh yeah. Well, here I'll show you this picture. I decided because I was playing Fallout pretty much all day yesterday and this morning, listening to the geese and the dog barking next door. But I decided that there would probably be some giant, scary geese monsters in.
Probably.
Yeah. So
They probably have some interesting name.
Oh, I'm 5.
I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh, jeez.
It's a death honk.
A death honk. I like it.
It's a gooseopolis.
Yeah, those will do more than just knock your sandwich down when you're trying to cross a bridge.
That's my Fallout monster contribution. So.
I don't have any that I have fabricated, but I'm sure they would be equally terrifying. Probably have something with tentacles. I don't see any tentacle creatures in Fallout.
Not yet.
No.
There's that one in Skyrim. Maybe he'll make a crossover appearance.
Supposedly it's the same universe, so. Yeah.
All those people trying to find the same universe things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I've been enjoying the game pretty much so far.
How does it measure up to 3 for you?
See, I really like New Vegas.
Okay. I never beat New Vegas because I had to reformat and I just never reinstalled it.
Yeah,
So.
I think I just like the setting of New Vegas better. I don't know. I like the desert setting, and playing this one has reminded me that I was like, Fallout 3 was really good, but I kind of missed that setting from New Vegas. I missed that. it was more colorful. And this one, I'm just like, it's kind of ugly. I'm not really feeling the Boston, Massachusetts, New England
Yeah.
area.
I gotcha. Yeah, I've installed a couple mods to enhance the textures, and I think there was a pack that added a little bit more green in there somewhere. So mine is relatively colorful, but
I mean, it's still a great looking game, although it does kind of, I don't know, it just has that like weird Bethesda like waxy look to
it does.
it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The Bethesda polish.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, it's a huge game. So if you're looking to waste a lot of time in a video game, it's a good one too. Especially if you liked Skyrim or the previous Fallout games. It's just endless hours of fun and wandering around getting shot at by raiders.
And then turning a corner and, oh, look, a super mutant. And then turning another corner, oh, God, it's Yao Guai. Run away.
Happy bear.
At this point, I love when I find those things because I have to use good ammo on them, not the horde of ammo I have that is crappy.
I'm going to put this into my junk rifle and launch it at you.
One of these days I'll use that too.
No, I was talking about the pipe rifle, but it's just a series of parts.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I imagine there's just a spring that flings the bullets at them. It doesn't actually activate the bullet.
I'm collecting those weird monkeys that are scattered around.
Weird monkey. Oh, you can
Jangles.
collect them?
Jangles.
Oh, Jangles the monkey.
Gotcha. I thought you meant
No, I've been blowing
that's what I
those
thought
up.
too.
Those scare me.
I like walking up to them and just hitting them with the butt of my rifle.
Yep, that's what I do too.
And then their head falls off.
Yeah.
No, what
Okay.
you should be doing is running around taking pictures of all the teddy bear things.
It's true. I've been taking screenshots.
Because there's the one in jail, there's the
Yeah,
one
he's
having
getting
surgery.
The handcuffs.
Mm-hmm. There's the
Good
one
times.
locked in the crate or the little basket or whatever.
Did you in the water filtration plant? Did you find the one in there?
Which water filtration?
The one the robots from Great Garden send you to do.
Oh, I think so.
Okay, it was cooking a fish in behind a bunch of pipes. I was like, "What are you doing back here?"
There is another water filtration plant, but there's another one there. It's riding a horse, and I think it has like a lance or something. It's riding one of those the robotic horse thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, the
Giddy Ups.
Yes, Giddy Up Buttercup.
Yeah.
Bethesda likes to do Easter egg stuff like that. So.
Well, I mean, they put that much effort into the whole thing. I mean, someone is probably part of the teddy bear department or something.
It's a lot of skeleton humor as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of skeleton humor.
So, good game. But we should probably move on. We got a couple more topics.
Nick,
Yes.
you can come back now. You don't have to be dead anymore.
And Jess, in the same vein as the Kidnap Theater, has appeared and will disappear.
Show them Death Goose. Death Goose?
Yep.
All right,
right.
see you, Jess. Thanks for joining
Bye.
us. Impromptu guest.
She was lurking in the door. She heard us talking about Fallout.
Was she Meyer lurking in the door?
Tales from the Borderlands as well.
What?
Tales from the Borderlands. I heard
They
her.
need to play Tales from
I
the Borderlands.
got it.
I mean, they can hear you.
Yeah, game of the year.
When does that take place, timeline?
When does it take place time-wise?
Tales from the Borderlands? Or, it's like shortly after 2.
Okay.
It deals
Okay.
with all the Fallout that happened in 2.
Okay, so it's before the pre-sequel.
Which I still haven't played, but I think Jen bought, so
I haven't.
I technically
I'm
own
trying
it.
to find someone to play with. I've started it twice, and people
Was that a hint?
maybe.
Okay.
Sounded like one.
Well,
Nick, you and I are gonna play.
Speaking of games that Dale and I will be playing together, you purchased for Christmas for me a
Yes.
game that we have played a trial of called Sword Coast Legends.
Mm-hmm.
That was a game that I had heard a couple people mention, and they're like, "Oh, it's good. It's kind of like cramming D&D into a digital format." And I'm like, "That Neverwinter Nights was good with that, but I mean, it'll never fully replicate sitting at a table with your friends and getting paper and pencil and rolling dice." things that will come close, like Neverwinter Nights, but it's never going to actually fully replicate that experience. But nevertheless, a bunch of people from Wizards of the Coast who I follow on Twitter were actually pretty happy with it too. So I had a lot of interest, and I was telling you about it, and then for whatever reason, Steam decided to release. Well, I shouldn't say Steam decided to release, but the company put it up on Steam as a trial. So I'm like, well, Dale, let's download it and try it out. Mm-hmm. And we both kind of enjoyed it. We made characters, and there was some humor in it, which was good. And then we were having a good time. So we're thinking about doing a Let's Play series for this channel on that. So that might be a thing in the future that we do. But I had a good time with it. You had a good time with it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Nick, you're willing to, if you want to join us, you can, but we're not going to force you because it is D&D-ish based.
What is it?
Tales of the Sword Coast.
It's Sword
Super
Coast Legends.
Wizards of the Coast. Gotcha.
Did you say Lizards of the Coast?
I said wizards.
I thought you said Lizards of the Coast.
Same thing.
That would have been funnier.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I wrote your jokes for you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah,
Make sure to give yourself a credit at the end.
You could say it right now, and I'll edit it back in. But no, we're considering playing that. So we're gonna play it regardless, but thinking about trying it into a Let's Play series. So, but yeah, you got me that for Christmas. Did you guys get any fun and interesting things for Christmas this year? Last year, technically.
Dale got a slot machine.
Dale did get a slot machine.
So, my step-grandmother never gives me anything. This Christmas, I get a bank slot machine coin majigger. I don't know. It's whatever.
That's weird.
I technically got a new case because that's for my computer, because that's the only thing I asked for.
I got a case too, Dale.
Ooh.
It's a Nico case.
Oh, well done.
And what's in the Nico case?
It's a box set. It's her whole career, but like vinyls. So it's like, yeah, I'm a hipster. Blah blah blah. But it's a vinyl box set.
I was going to make a hipster joke, but you made it for me.
Yes, I'm a hipster.
Admittedly, when you took me to see her in concert, we did find a PBR can that was crushed in the aisle.
There was like a trail of them.
There was.
But Kevin, perhaps I can explain it to you this way: why I do like vinyl. Vinyl is the French press of music.
Okay.
It's a little more work, but it's richer and it's just better in the end.
Okay. I like MP3s because I don't have to hold on to them. They're in my computer.
MP3s are drip coffee.
That's fine. That will sustain me.
Yeah, it sustains. But if you're gonna...
What's the espresso of music?
Live.
Okay, fair. I'll accept that one.
Mm-hmm. But if you're at a live show and someone's being a jerk, then it's like you got burnt espresso.
Oh, okay.
This analogy goes all the way to the top, and I'm prepared to take it there.
Dale hates both of us right now.
Well, he can murder us.
Well, more
it's about coffee and someone I don't know. This is going
more so
well.
than usual, yeah. Well, technically it's not Christmas for me that this is for, but...
Oh. Are you showing this now?
Yeah, I'm going to show it now.
Do you have pictures to put up also?
What?
Kevin, is
gonna
this going to be like a nudity thing? Should I leave?
Yeah.
No, don't leave. Jen commissioned me a thing.
Oh, I was part of it.
It's a harness. It's a harness that he wears when they have fun times.
Yeah.
He hangs from it.
Put on the costume. That's what she said.
Time to role play.
No,
I said, do you have like a picture of you with it on so people can see it fully, or no?
I can put it on right now.
Is that like are you a showgirl?
Yeah.
James McGee!
So this, it's not completely done yet because Dawn needs more measurements, but this is the beginning of the tabard and mantle for my Grey Warden Alistair stuff.
Go on, Boris, chop its head off.
Well, on the plus side, if anyone shoots him in the crotch, he'll be protected, but anywhere else, he's screwed.
You gotta protect your junk. That goes here and then
And there's the butt cooter,
Yeah,
ladies
it
and
was
gentlemen.
a nudity thing. God.
Yep. Look,
So,
it's open in the back for rear injury. Shake, shake, shake.
there's
Shake,
gonna be-
shake, shake.
He can't tell that we've been making fun of him pretty severely, can he?
I think he should just automatically assume that.
And then there's this belt that goes around a wrap or
The
whatever.
WWE new
I think
lightweight
that's
champion.
I think that's called a cummerbund.
It's true.
I hope it shocks his abs at night.
It was the joke that was made too. So that goes there. That goes.
I think it
under
goes
this.
there. And that's where he puts his gun.
Don still has to make the tabard, or not the tabard, the
Hood.
mantle. So that's here, and then it's got sleeves. So I gotta send that back to her, so she can finish that. But hopefully I'll have that done by C2E2, and then I can put my armor that I already have done, along with that, and then I will be Grey Warden Alistair from Inquisition.
My job in that thing was Dawn Finder.
It's true.
Mine was not spoiled with surprise.
Good
You
job,
did well. I had no
I
idea.
helped. I did help with the other 30 items, though.
That's good. Yeah, Jen sent me on a scavenger hunt for my birthday.
I came
yeah.
up with that idea. She just wanted to put it all in a pile.
I turned 30 on the 21st. So, yeah, Dale's idea was to have her hide all of the 30 presents that she decided to get, the small things, and then there's that, which isn't small, but...
Yeah, she
things
came up
like-
with most of the items, though. I
Yeah,
do want
it
to
was-
give her most of the credit for all.
like
that.
small things that I like I like bottle caps a lot, the candy, so she'd like wrapped up a thing of that, and that's like $2 tops.
Yeah, and the
so-
commission was 5 cents, so it's...
Well, yeah, I don't want to know how much that was. 'Cause I feel
You know,
kind of bad about that one,
The
but
best part was you complaining like a week before your birthday how you didn't get to finish your Grey Warden costume this
yeah,
year.
no, like I wasn't complaining. I just wanted to have it done.
You were just
Um,
verbally
Unsatisfied.
Lamenting,
You were just lamenting loudly.
yes, in a whiny manner.
Yeah, but not complaining.
So I would like to get that done for C2E2, which is March. What is it? 19th.
I hope so.
March 18th through the 20th. So technically it's March 19th. And I booked our hotel at the Hyatt. Nick, you said you're not going to C2E2, right? Or well,
No,
you are. You're
I'm
not
not
staying
staying there.
at C2E2. I
Yeah.
gotcha. So, Dale, Jen, and I will be there. And then I don't know, whoever else is there. Hopefully we'll
And
see
then
you there.
other-
Hopefully I'll have that done.
D2E2 starring Bly and other people.
Yay! Special guests? Question mark. No, there are a couple people that I know that are coming up, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm glad you guys will be there. Jen definitely wants to go to C2E2 because it's her favorite con.
Yeah, me
And,
too. I'm going.
I love C2E2, so
Mhm.
that's in Chicago. And then there's also Dragon Con, which I also recently just booked our hotel for, which you are definitely not going to, right, Nick?
Yeah, I'm not going.
Okay. So Dale and I will be in the Aloft.
Because I've got
Which-
more vacation now.
Yeah.
The Aloft is great.
The Aloft.
That's one of my problems is I hardly have any vacation at this dome place. I mean, great place. Kevin, do me a favor, cut that out.
I hope my boss isn't watching.
Somebody else just started watching, so I was watching the viewer count went up. Nick's
My
boss
last-
just temporarily.
I only say that because my last job I had like 3.5 weeks, and now I have 10 days, and it's like really annoying.
If I could, I would give you some of my vacation time because I got to December and it was like, oh yeah, it populates throughout the year. And then Jeremy's like, I'm taking all my vacation this month. So I'm like, well, I can't take mine then. Guess it's just gonna go to waste. So I couldn't use it.
Or use it earlier in the year.
Yeah, well, now I know that.
You should have known it from the last 8 times it happened.
For how
I
many
haven't-
years have you been working there now?
Well, according to Nick, 8.
Close enough, Bill.
Yeah. So Dragon Con is September 1st through the 5th, and at least Dale and I will be there. Jen wants to go, but she doesn't know if she's going to be able to with work.
I
But
won't be
she's
at
going
that
to
one.
try. So that is all I know about that. The Renaissance Fair, Dale and I are going to go, as we always do. That's usually late July or early August. Nick, do you know if
I'm
you're...
gonna try and go to that.
Okay.
I like
So-
that. That was fun last time.
Yeah, I liked you showing up as Doctor Who.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah.
And I'm closer too.
It's true. Yeah, I'm planning on staying overnight at your place and then just commuting over.
Surprise house guest.
Well, I've got 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and I live alone, so
Well, you have 1 bedroom and an office.
that's true. I could probably fit the computer in the bedroom, master bedroom too, but no reason to.
So you're gonna throw us in the we have to sleep in the bathroom, right?
I will have to buy a couch at some point.
Put it in the bathroom.
Yes.
Good. No,
Just
not
don't
good, but...
turn on the water.
Oh, okay. It's one of them aqua sofas.
Ooh, it's a waterbed.
Yeah. So Magic City Con we went to last year, Dale, and we had a good time.
I think I had a great time.
That is June 10th through the 12th this year. I think it was in July of last year.
Okay.
So is that something you would want to go to again this year?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, for as small as a con as it was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
I thought I was going to be bored after the first day because you had a hallway and 4 rooms, and that was it. But we met a lot of people, and I got thrown in jail a lot of times. So.
It's true. Those Mandalorian mercs definitely made it interesting.
Did not want me free roaming the place.
And then what happens is you make a big deal out of it and you're entertaining when you get arrested. Then more people want to see it again, so they pay them more money to lock you up longer.
They're like, we don't want the gay pirate walking around. Put him in jail.
What?
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
So, to my knowledge, Adi is coordinating the nighttime events that they're adding this year. So
This
that
will
will be
not end
yeah,
well.
it'll be interesting. I'm not like a party person per se. So
As was shown for New Year's Eve.
or in the case of was it Dragon Con of 2 years ago when I was taking video. I'm sure I'll add the clip in editing for this, but
I'm sure you will.
I had the GoPro and I'm like,
I feel extremely out of my element here. This is not something I ever do.
Because Adi brought us along. That's
it's true. He wanted us to go for moral support, and then we were kind of limp noodles, so he just abandoned us.
I was there to put on his glow sticks, and that was it.
Good times. So speaking of putting on things, armor is something that you put on, and this was something that I was talking to you guys about earlier, and in regard to StarCraft 2, I was talking about how some of the characters had like really, really cool armor. And specifically, this is a quote from Nick and me in a conversation. One of the characters is named Alarak, and he's like one of those bad guys who reluctantly sides with the good guys because they're working towards a common goal. But he's kind of using them for his own means, but it's still a common goal. So I was like, yeah, even though he's a bad guy, his armor is really awesome looking. And it's like, I just realized you said even though he's a bad guy, the bad guys always have cool armor. And I couldn't really think of too many counterexamples to that. The best one I could muster was, like, I preferred Aragorn's gear to Sauron's gear.
No, that's not what you said. You tried to pull off some Uruk-hai crap. We were like, Aragorn's armor is cooler than an Uruk-hai. And then you were like,
true.
I guess Sauron's kind of cool.
Okay, fair enough. I did
Every
say
time I see
Uruk-hai first.
Sauron's
But...
armor, I just think it's Daedric armor.
Bad guys always have cool armor because, I mean, you just don't relate to them, so you glossed over it. But like when I brought up Star Wars, it's like, I'm sorry, Darth Vader's armor, and Boba Fett's armor is cooler looking than Luke's clothes.
They didn't even
It's
have
true.
armor. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they have Jedi robes, but
Yeah, see?
do
They don't even
there-
stop like.
I'm trying to think of like if any of the movies they have like any armor for the good guys.
I don't really know.
Yeah, Obi-Wan has if we go with like Clone Wars.
I'm
and
not
the
talking Clone
movies,
Wars. I'm talking about the movies specifically.
Well, then in Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan has that clone armor stuff too, doesn't he? Where it's just like the pauldrons and the bracers and stuff, or is it just in Clone Wars? I haven't seen Revenge of the Sith since 2005.
I think it is just in Clone Wars.
I could have
the whole time
sworn
have
that they
robes.
only have robes in the movies. So
Well, he has cool armor in Clone Wars.
okay.
They give him stormtrooper armor. which
Yeah,
is pretty cool.
but it's like mixed with his robes and it looks cooler.
But the problem in that is they weren't wearing their helmets.
What about Scout Troopers on Endor? Coolest armor in Star Wars.
I like the helmets that the Scout Troopers have. It's true.
Well, I
All right.
wanted to get them.
Let's separate ourselves from Star Wars for a second.
Yellow Jacket and Ant-Man. My favorite design in the entire MCU. Thanos.
I did. Oh, okay.
Ronan.
I don't know about Thanos so much.
Really? I like Iron Man's armor better.
Yeah, I'll. Which one, Dale? Sideshow
All of
likes you to believe that there's 10 trillion of them.
There are 10 trillion.
The Hulkbuster. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep, go to sleep.
Granted, I have to concede Iron Man for the amount of armor, but I still think Yellow Jacket's the best design in the entire MCU.
He does have
Well-
a cool design.
Maybe we should wait and see for the Infinity Wars to see what kind of armor Iron Man gets, because they do change his armor every movie.
Mm-hmm. Are we talking about? Is the question whether the good guys' armor is better or just that bad guys have cool armor?
Cooler looking, I think, is probably.
Okay. Well, then I would say just that Yellow Jackets is cooler.
Can you think of a situation where the good guy has cooler armor than the bad guy?
Well, can I go movie specific in Marvel? Because the Hulkbuster armor is the coolest thing in Age of Ultron.
I would agree with that.
And Arkham Knight.
I was just about to say, can we
Okay.
go to like video games? Because video
Yeah.
games is kind of the point that we brought this up on.
Arkham Knight. The Arkham Knight has cool armor, but I think the armored batsuit looks cooler.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good guy with better armor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think some more video games.
It's just like this was. I brought this up with Dale when we were driving down to his place, and we were both like,
Who has the coolest armor in Metal Gear?
Quiet does.
Quiet doesn't have armor. Which Metal Gear are you talking about? Or are you just talking about the franchise in general?
Metal Gear, because I'm on Sideshow website and a picture of Raiden popped up.
No.
Raiden's gear is okay, but I don't know. The character,
There's not much else to compare it to, though.
yeah, the character. I don't really like the character that much. I know there are people who do, but like his armor is cool. So I don't know. I don't know what you would really compare it to, like Dale said.
Shepard has cool armor.
Shepard
Yeah.
does have cool armor. Well, depending on what, like if you go with their default set, yes. If you start mixing and matching it, there are some pretty bad combinations you can come up
I'm
with
just
that look
talking
really
default.
ugly. Yeah.
Bioshock, the big daddies have armor, I guess.
That's like a diving suit though, like an old school
Still
diving
cool
suit.
though.
It's intimidating. I'll give you that one. I'm still on like Metal Gear. The frog soldiers, as they're called in Metal Gear Solid 4, have some pretty cool tactical gear that has some armor plates. And those are they're bad guys, I guess you could say. It's one of those like they're bad guys against their will.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say if they're bad guys or not. It kind of falls into the same category as Boba Fett. Is he really a bad guy? He's a mercenary.
Yeah, I don't think Boba Fett's a bad guy. I think he's a morally ambiguous character.
Right. So they're bad guys because they're under control of the bad guy. So they're doing his will. They're just tools.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking No. I was gonna bring
Well,
up
I
like the
mean-
Metal Gear Solid suit, like not the suits, but the giant mechs, the Metal
But
Gears
then that's not really
themselves.
armor. That's more
Yeah.
of a weapon kind of a
Yeah.
thing.
Do you like the power armor in Fallout? I know we were talking about Fallout.
Oh,
I love
you-
Yeah. I like the specific, like the XM1, I think it was.
yeah, the
That,
experimental one.
yeah, I like that one. The power armor itself looks, I don't know, it looks retro, which fits the theme of the game because it's supposed to have like a 1950s feel, so it has that very industrial feel to it.
Yeah,
but it
it's
does
cool.
look very chunky. So I'm on the fence about it. I don't know.
There was when Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out, and it's not a good movie, but there was concept art for the Rhino, and they didn't use it, and they made this weird mech thing, which was still cool, but this piece of concept art I thought was really cool for the Rhino.
Didn't
like-
we saw a guy cosplaying
Yeah,
as
a
that
guy
at
cosplayed
Dragon Con.
it, yeah, and then there was a couple of variants like this one where
That's
I
cool.
think this is
I
really
like
cool.
that. I wish they would have gone with that.
Yeah, I agree. So
And
I
then
mean,
he could have fought the Hulk.
they could do that because they got the Spider-Man rights back.
Mhm.
But wouldn't it be cool to watch this fight like Iron Man?
Yeah.
I like that boot design that they have.
Yeah, it's
That
awesome.
looks really cool. Okay, I gotta peel myself away from that. But
Well, the only thing I could say is wow, but I mean, it's the whole thing is building on armor.
it's the thing about WoW for me. Like, it's a stylized game, and I know we were talking about this before the podcast, but the shoulders are almost too bulky for me in most cases. Like the epic tier ones are just they're just huge, and it's like that's borderline silly in
Some
some
of them
cases.
are on fire.
Well, yeah, there's that too. And I know you could make the argument that it's magical, but if it's just too much, then it's, I don't know, it looks silly when you're running around, in my opinion. There was even that, because they're coming out with a live action one, and somebody was like, let me fix this, because they had the poster with, I don't even know who the main character is in terms of the actual canon for the games, but he was posing there, and they made his shoulders like gigantic, the pauldrons for his armor. They're like, now it's fixed.
That was the movie
So-
poster, right? With with Ragnar.
Yep. I don't remember the actor's name because he's Scandinavian,
Ragnar.
right? But yeah,
just Ragnar.
I was trying to remember the actor's name. I don't know.
I'm trying to
Phil
think of it
Collins.
too. Phil Collins. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Well, I mean, speaking of Ragnar, his gear is pretty cool, and he's way cooler than any of the English soldiers that you see.
Yeah,
in
Ragnar's
Vikings.
awesome.
And
His name is
that's
Travis
true.
Fimmel.
Okay. But yeah, like all of the main characters from Vikings have cooler armor than the English guys. Now that I think of it, so
Are they the good guys or the bad guys, though?
that's a good point, Dale.
Are there?
They're the protagonists, but I don't know if you take the
There were no good guys in that time period.
yeah, because I mean, as a European descended and immigrated culture, you kind of view the Vikings as the bad guys, just because they came in and they raped and pillaged and all that stuff. But
Yeah, good guys do that too.
but I'm sure the English did terrible things too.
Oh God, just watch Braveheart.
Yeah, so I don't
The
know.
English were the worst, dude. The English did the most bad stuff. Everything that happens to them in Vikings, they got that coming.
So the battle cry for season 4 of Vikings should just be "This is for Braveheart."
Dude, I'm Irish.
Okay.
Hey, I would have attacked the Irish too if they kept showing me their ass every time they were on a hill.
I mean, Dale, we can arrange this.
Okay.
I'll
Let
bring
me-
the geese.
Let me bring this up. How about Dragon Age? Because it's a game we've all played, like Inquisition.
Archdemon had better armor.
Archdemon was not an Inquisition.
Yeah, in Inquisition, the Archdemon had the best armor.
It was. You okay, Bly?
Yeah, I'm being serious here. But think of did you have favorite armor sets in that? Like, not for the Inquisitor. Let's leave that aside because you can kind of customize that to no end.
I think the very fact that Varric was running around with just a chest plate on and bare arm was proof that I didn't have a favorite set. It was just whatever worked the best.
I can't picture anything other than Tevinter.
Okay.
The Vince.
How about Dragon Age 2? Because I'm thinking Aveline. I really liked her
Aveline
armor.
had cool armor.
Yeah,
Which was
that is
like
true.
Knight Captain, or Guard Captain, I'm sorry, not Knight Captain. Versus, well, Meredith had cool armor too.
Yeah.
But which one did you like better?
I think I liked Aveline's better. It looked a lot less trash candy kind of a thing.
I think,
Like, it looked like her head was just popping over the little thing to watch you, and then she could, like, go back down whenever she was scared.
yeah, I like Aveline's because it was just understated.
Yeah. It seemed like a functional plate. Functional suited plate armor. And then you look at Fenris, you're like, it's a breastplate, and you're like a two-handed guy. You may as well not be wearing anything, because that's not really protecting much.
Mm-hmm.
That was just my own personal thoughts on that design. Nothing against the concept artists, but to my understanding, they had I think it was described as a musical chairs situation, where it was just like they needed a design, and that was the design that they had at the time. So that's the one that was finalized for that character. But yeah, that's an example. Like Aveline is a good example of like good guy versus bad guy designs. Are there any like atrociously ugly designs that you guys can think of for
From
either?
Dragon Age or from anything?
Just anything from either. Like any standout ones that just come to mind right away.
Let me think. There's got to be someone who looks stupid.
Nothing.
Not really, because, I mean, the whole point of cinema and games and everything is you gotta make a lot of stuff look appealing.
Nope, I thought of one. George
All right.
Clooney's Batman suit.
Bat nipples
The bat nipples.
and the bat ass.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the Batgirl didn't have any bat nipples, but Robin and Batman did, which I always thought was the weirdest thing out of all of it.
They're thinking progressively.
Sure.
Nick, you want to talk about how you're off of social media again?
Yeah, let's just reiterate everything.
Yeah, I can. As far as the batsuits go, that one wasn't that great. The movie in general, though, didn't exactly help. So I don't know. But if you can think of any of your, we're drawing a blank here. But if you, the viewer, can think of any not costumes, but just armor designs in general that you think are absolutely atrocious, and you can't imagine why anybody decided that that was a good thing to approve, why don't you let us know? Our email is thelongconpodcast, all one word, at gmail.com. You can see it down here when I edit this. Mage hats from Origins was brought up by Nargles13. The mage hats are, I wouldn't consider that armor per se, but I guess it does grant an armor bonus in certain cases, so I guess it does qualify as armor. But yeah, those are pretty awful. Some of those designs are atrocious.
Yeah.
Just like the one that's kind of like a conical beehive, which I guess is more of an anthill. It's got like dangly bits hanging off. You're like, what is that even? So I'll concede to that one. That's a good one. But yeah, if you think of any like full-on suits of armor that are just atrociously designed.
Ooh, I thought of a really good armor compared to the enemy.
Okay.
Samus.
Oh yeah.
Samus's
has
armor.
That's
she's
pretty
got some
iconic.
good designs.
I
That
thought
sounded
that
creepy.
as he's like pulling up Rule 34.
Yeah, you made it creepy, Kevin.
Yeah.
Why did I make it creepy?
Because you were like, she's got some good designs.
Yes.
And you said it just like that.
Well, I was trying to think, like, is there a humanoid enemy
Oh,
design?
no, I thought of it. Okay. This is a stupid movie to begin with,
Okay.
but the Ninja Turtles movie that just came out like 2 years ago or last year or whatever,
Okay, the one by Michael Bay.
the Shredder looks really stupid. In
Does
that.
he?
Yeah. Well,
From what I understand, the Shredder wasn't supposed to be that Shredder originally. It was supposed to be someone else or something.
Would you say he's a fanboy of the original Shredder and he's trying to relive his footsteps and his journey?
I feel like it looks like someone couldn't decide if they wanted to cosplay a samurai or the Predator.
Good.
I mean, bad armor I can think of is just the Fallout armor with the Raiders. Like, what is this protecting?
Yeah, does it have to be from a good thing, or can it be from stupid things, too?
it can be from anything. I mean, I was sticking to video games, but...
I mean, you could also say, like, I don't know, Guild Wars, because it seems like Guild Wars has lesser armor the higher up armor you get.
Oh, yeah.
Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
I don't know.
There's no eyes at all.
I kind of like Snake
Snake
Eyes. I thought his design was alright.
In the movie?
Yeah, I mean, even the design is still there.
Witchblade.
Agree. That armor, what is that even?
Symbiote.
It's not armor, it's the bare necessities, so then don't get a A rating.
Alright. we should, Dalish leather armor for women in Origins. Crop tops are so practical in warfare. I agree. You gotta leave your midsection open so people can stab at it.
It's fine, they have healing, don't worry about it.
Is that ugly, though? It's not practical.
It's not ugly.
I'm not talking... Practical, like fantasy designs are
that's a different
a lot
topic.
of the time impractical, but
Yeah.
I'm talking like atrociously designed, like ugly wise.
When you see it, you're like, why would you? Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't even look good. Why would you design that?
Like some
I
stuff looks good at art, even if it isn't practical. It still looks good as art.
Mhm.
Or in shows, too, like Xena Warrior Princess always had pretty cool looking armor.
Yeah, she's cool. She's just cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can end on Lucy Lawless. So,
Why'd you gotta make that weird again, Bly?
I'm
I'm
not
okay with this.
not Xena. I'm Lucy Lawless.
Wizard did it.
All right, so I guess we're gonna Dale. Here's your stuff. And then
Where?
Nick's got stuff.
What's
I think
happening?
he means in the tubes.
And
Oh, I
I'm gonna
figured
put
it
my stuff on the screen too
The
when
stuff
I
that
edit
you
this.
don't go on anymore.
Me? Actually, I still use Twitter, so
Oh, okay.
All right.
otherwise, how am I supposed to read Patton Oswalt tweets if I'm not on Twitter?
It's true. So this has
I don't
been the
know
Long
if
Con
that's a good thing or a
Podcast.
bad thing.
Thanks for joining us for this extensive episode. Let's go on
Hope you
for
were
like
as
an hour
bored
and a
as
half.
we were.
Yeah. All right,
Very
Nick.
entertaining.
Nick, take us out.
Later, chumps.